Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say tonight? And so, our card for the evening is the Sun. And that is not a bad card to get, especially as I am recording this reading on Sunday night. So it all kind of checks out. Okay. All right, so I want to start with, we have a little parrot right here. It looks like it's got its mouth open and definitely making some noise. So the parrot for me is definitely usually related to something that is kind of mimicking. Maybe somebody who in your life has some kind of, I don't know, maybe interest in you. Maybe they are a little competitive, jealous even. They've always kind of tagged along, tried to kind of one-up you in some way. I think that this is maybe somebody, I almost get the vibe of like how a younger sibling, right, would kind of always want to, you know, go with their their older sibling or older siblings, older cousins, you know, somebody in the family that was older, and you know, it's kind of like, no, and there's always this a little bit of this competitive nature, even if on your side you were never that competitive with them. But I think that this is kind of all in, you know, it's a normal instinct, I think. But I think that instead of this being kind of a story of somebody who's mean and vicious and, you know, out to get you and, you know, puts their foot out to trip you as you're walking, you know, that kind of thing. I think that this is a person who has really been influenced by you deeply. They've cultivated quite a personality, skills, and a life for themselves. And I think that they really look up to you for these things. I think at this point, you know, they've diverged from, for the most part, trying to live in your shadow or, you know, kind of always do the same things that you're doing. I feel like they've probably gone on to have their own family, maybe. Maybe they're, you know, older. They have grandchildren at this point. But I think that there's always this kind of great fondness for you. And I don't know if they ever express it to you directly, but I think it's really coming through that they've been thinking about this a lot. It seems like it's kind of, you know, something that they feel like they wish they could tell you, but they don't really, you know, maybe they're not good with their words. They're expressing their emotions and, you know, being sentimental and all of that. But I feel like it is there. And, you know, they're stronger for the relationship they've had with you. And I feel like really, you feel the same way, maybe not exactly for the same reasons, but I feel like this is a happy relationship between the two of you. Okay. And so up here, let's take a look at what's going on up here. We have quite a few, it looks like people here. And this one looks like a person who's maybe kind of bent over, and I see them I almost get the idea of like harvesting something, and we have what looks like maybe an axe above them. And so I feel like there's this feeling of, well, you know, in the Northern Hemisphere right now, we are getting into harvest season for a lot of different kinds of vegetables. And I know if you watch my videos, you think, oh, this lady, she's talking about the garden again. Well, it's the perfect metaphor for life quite often. And it comes up in the tea quite often. So we have somebody who is working in maybe in the garden, in the fields. They're harvesting, you know, reaping the things that they have sown. Okay. Again, I think that this isn't negative, especially because we have the Sun card. I really think that there's a sense of gain in your life right now. A sense of abundance. You are being blessed. You know, I really think that it's like kind of your time. Like everything's coming up Pisces right now. And, you know, you're just really enjoying it. Right below it, I see what looks like a musical note. Okay, so maybe if you are a musician, you're getting it together. Your next project or the project you're working on is really a blessed one. It will, you know, you will get to the end of this project, and hopefully minimal, you know, little hiccups and things. Maybe you are listening to a lot of music, dancing around the house. Maybe, you know, you like to sing along. Like myself, I'm always singing around the house here. Not well, but I'm a huge fan of music, so there's always something going when the house is not quiet. So I feel like just in general, there is a sense of harmony in life. Okay, and it feels really nice, and it feels like it's moving along. And, you know, you're just really engaged with where you're at, you know. It really is that feeling of, almost, you know, in movies, they have like the little soundtracks, the happy little jaunts, you know, during those times of the movie when everybody's happy and everything's going well. And I feel like it's almost kind of like that. Like you just really, you really are kind of walking on, you know, the sun or sunshine, right? So we also have these other figures, okay? And I mean, it really looks like they are all kind of coming to the central point. And I think that it really is just a sense of a lot of things playing out at once. I think that you are really attracting people to you through the work that you're doing, through your disposition right now. You are getting recognition, kind of people paying attention to what you're doing. And this could be at work, this could be in some kind of hobby. again, like a creative project within your family, you know. But here's the thing, and this is the big thing when we get this we come into this state of happiness, euphoria, you know, abundance, flourishing, is that we must be mindful of how we behave, right? It can easily cross over into arrogance, or just being kind of mindlessly, you know, spending money, or you know, having a little too much fun, possibly. Maybe it is that, you know, you're not paying attention to your time management, you know, whatever it is. You know, we've all been there, where we just get a little bit loose with all the things that we kind of have to keep together to continue to be succeeding in this place of kind of our little victories, right? And so I think that really, especially the thing is with forgetting yourself, right? Just kind of acting out of your normal personality. And okay, we had a little technical difficulty there. And so really, I think the big message here is just the humbling of self. Remembering what has gotten you to this place of, you know, success, abundance, motivation, you know, being approachable to others, wanting others to be drawn to you. I really think that this is all intentional. This is not just, you know, the luck of the universe. I really think that you have taken the time to do the work, okay? And you don't want to lose touch with what's important. You need to remind yourself, even if you have to write it, you know, on a piece of paper and put it on your wall that you look at every day. Reminders of the important things, okay? Now, I am looking at, we have an eye right here. So I feel like, again, this is kind of somebody has their eye on you, and not the same person as before. We were talking about this, maybe a younger sibling, family member, maybe even, you know, a friend that you maybe have known for a long time. But this is a different person, and it feels like it's, again, not a nefarious thing. Sometimes when we see the eye, it's like, okay, this is like, you know, make a talisman, wear your little, the nazar, I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's the pendant to ward off the evil eye. But this is different. I think that this is kind of an eye of affection, okay? Somebody who cares about you, has been with you through it all, you know, at least recently, and has watched you kind of, whatever the last big kind of fallout has been in your life a few years ago, or maybe more recently. I think that this person's been along, you know, supporting you, has a kind word for you always, rooting you on, even if they don't say it all the time. I think that this is somebody who kind of prays for you, sends out those good vibes, and hopefully you know who I'm talking about, so that you can go and give them a big hug, or at least say, you know, thank you, right? I think that when we're in these good places, it is absolutely important, utmost importance, right, to be giving back. If that's even just through, you know, emotional support, saying something nice to somebody, going out of your way to do, you know, kindnesses. And I think that this is a good opportunity with this person to make them know that you care about them. Maybe you even love them, right? So there's that. We also have a 3 and a 1. So we have 31. If that number means anything to you, it seems like it might be important. Okay. And let's see. This one is interesting to me. It looks like a person in a rocking chair. Okay. And so I wonder if this is like a grandparent. And they don't have to have a rocking chair or had a rocking chair, but this is kind of the symbol that comes up in my mind when I think of, you know, our grandparents, our great grandparents, kind of sitting in their rocking chair, you know, taking a afternoon siesta, you know, and just the kind of loving fondness that you maybe had or have with them. I feel like their energy is very much with you. I almost wonder if your maybe grandmother, it seems kind of like a more of a feminine energy, I feel like they had a lot to do with your upbringing. Almost maybe they lived with you, or you went and stayed with them quite often. Maybe they watched you. But I feel like being with them made you who you are. I mean, on a really deep level. I think that you get a lot of your capacity to love from them, your generosity, your ability to have gratitude, okay? And I think that you just, you know, anytime they come to your mind, or if they are still alive in their physical body, when you are with them, it is very apparent to you how much of an impact they have had. So again, another opportunity for you to show your love here. Okay. I think that you are surrounded by a lot of people, if they have transitioned or if they are still, you know, in their bodies, their consciousness is still, you know, in the material world. But you have a lot of people who love you, okay, and who you love. And maybe other parts of your life have not been easy. You've had some struggles. You have been dealt sometimes some pretty difficult cards. But right now, it seems to me like things are going pretty well. And so you are really in that place where you want to say thank you, you know, say I love you, express your, you know, express how you feel about these things, you know, tell them, you know, you helped mold my life. You were there when it was very difficult. I couldn't have done this without your support. It may seem like just a little thing to tell somebody, but really, you know, it's important that we go out of our way to let people know how we feel. Too often do we just hold it in, you know, think, oh, I missed that opportunity, I'll let them know some other time. And then, you know, it just doesn't get done, and you spend the rest of your life thinking, I could have been a little more kind. I could have been a little more affectionate, you know. And God forbid, if they're not here, you haven't told them. Although they know, you know, we know. But there's something very healing, very, it makes us evolve as beings when we express our love to our families, to our loved ones, to our friends, to those who have helped us. Okay, so then I just want to say we have 2 birds here. Okay, and they are just kind of hanging out. They almost look like 2 little chickens. And so, 2 little hens. I feel like you're going to have, well, now, you know, it almost kind of makes me think that you maybe are going to, maybe this has to do with the eye, right? I don't know. But somebody who is a good friend, I think you're going to be spending some time. And I almost feel like you're a little, usually you're not very gossipy type of person, but this is a person in your life that you like to kind of just be at ease, kind of talk about things and the people and around you and in your life and so on. And it's kind of just fun. No harm in that, right? As long as it's not malicious. And I don't think that's what this is. But I think that will be a nice time as well. It feels like everything, like I said before, everything is coming up Pisces right now. Your ability to be with people, to get your things done, to enjoy everything, you know, hopefully some monetary or resources coming in, you know, more than usual. This is all good news. Okay, and then we just have this little goldfish up here. Oops. And this little goldfish right here. And that makes me think, once again, abundance, longevity, you know, good fortune. And so, yeah, it just reinforces that. The goldfish in my mind is not unlike the solar card here. You know, obviously the colors are similar. But there is the kind of the wholeness of being there. And in the ability to grow exponentially, but in a very particular balance, right? If you've ever had a goldfish, you know they're not easy to take care of necessarily. And so, you know, but when you do, and when they do grow, they grow so beautifully and can be huge. But, yeah, there's just, you know, there's a lot of goodness, I think, happening. But just remember yourself. Do not get too self-important. All right. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and we are growing this channel. It's coming right along. We just surpassed 14K subscribers. So any kind of engagement really, really helps. If you're liking the video, sharing the video, watching it all the way through. What are the other ones? Oh, if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. So between now and the next Pisces, you can watch your other placements. And then other than that, if you want to leave a comment, I read them all. And I try to get back to them as soon as I can. This weekend, I have to get back on my, I have to get back to my comments. We have been so busy. So I'm going to do just that. As soon as I have some time tomorrow morning, I'm going to read them all and get back to every single person. It really is. I look forward to being able to do that. It makes me so happy to be able to read everybody's stories and all the kindnesses, and yeah, it makes it feel like a community here, really, truly. So anyhow, we'll talk again in just a few days, Pisces. Enjoy this solar energy.